we pledge to continue working with you, and I beg that if those resolutions are acted upon, then we shall be grateful with your services. Thank you.
So that is good for Ngoma. You have seen three critical issues. One, because there should be the construction, the speeding up of the construction of Chizinga Health Center Clinic. Not so? And two, the structure. Yeah, and so much. You look at it. Now the Ngoma issues. The image of the seats in the store. People have long distances, the construction of Chizinga but is taking long, which will also be supporting. So, those are some of the challenges we are facing. There's no laboratory room. There's no laboratory room. We have one structure which is congested. So it is requested for the next planning, something to that. And then the Chamasha was an issue.
Okay, Chamasha, first of all, I want to thank you for the work you have done. You brought us closer and closer to the community because we had to get feedback from our stakeholders who are the community members. I also want to add to that one of my senior Ezra. I think if we are in Chamasha, actually for us we are using the academic building to offer both services. For him, it's like he sits in the store. Actually, for me, my office is where I reside because I have nowhere to sit. So on the issue of infrastructure, I think we should honestly try to do self-evaluation, and we see which facilities are lacking infrastructure, and we see how best we can probably plan to have them in this coming financial year. Now, on the challenges identified, some of my colleagues said some challenges will always remain, and you will find that the causing factors are probably the same. Now, when we talk of patients waiting for so long, but the same respondents or the focus group members you are asking are telling you that there is inadequate staff. That means actually you cannot separate the two. If staff are not there, how do you expect to be worked on within 10, 20 minutes and you go back? And you also remember when we were in Chamasha, I asked you about the selection criteria. What was I trying to refer to? If you came with TB, for example, if we suspect that you have TB, and we have to take you through all that process of examining you to confirm whether you have TB, definitely you will take 2-3 hours in a facility. You won't be like the one who came with fever and probably we perform another DT and we give you drugs and go back. So lengths of waiting for a service also matters depending on whom you have asked and whom you have selected. I am in agreement with most of your findings, but I think lack of community outreach, we have to revise it. Because I might not speak for other facilities, but if I am speak for Chamasha, I have 5 parishes. And because of improved the PHC and RBF, we've made sure that each parish has gotten an outreach. But now this person you're asking probably thinks that when we go for an outreach, we shall provide all services that you would get from from the health center, which is a problem because there we are going to immunize and probably we are targeting pregnant mothers and children. So we don't expect to be in an outreach and probably you think we are going to treat gonorrhea, for example. So those are some of the issues.
Yeah.
So they might be raising some important issues, but which practically cannot be done because of the nature of how we plan these services. But I'm sure that every facility, majority, we have gotten outreaches, and like I've said, I have 5 out of 5 parishes, which I think are enough. Then on the issue of stocks and services people expect. Actually, why Chamasha, we said that we request, why members actually requested that we probably you are upgraded to Center 4 was because of the need for services. Now, if someone comes to Chamasha and expects to be done cesarean section there, for example, and there is no medical officer, there is no theater, that person will tell you, we are lacking with this service here. And you can only offer it if it is at a level that is mandated and accepted to offer such a service. And of recent, again, another thing, probably this one goes to the DHO. Because of the rising non-communicable diseases like hypertension and diabetes, I'm telling you, people are expecting a lot at our lower facilities. But I don't know since when we ordered for some of the drugs, they only came once in one cycle. Since then, you remember when they brought some Lotazine? It only came once. And since then, it has never. And remember, we had initiated some clients. So when these people come back, me as a clinician, really, what will I do? NMS supplied once, it gave us hope. We thought it is in the system, but what we are receiving is not actually what we ordered. So maybe that one goes to DH's office or beyond. I thank you.
So what are the critical issues that we are pushing the district that the DHO react on?
Infrastructure.
That's one.
Should be planned in this financial year. Even me, I have even a letter cleared from CAO. They were supposed to construct OPD in Chamasha for the last 2 financial years. Up to now, I don't know what happened. And you see it is cutting across. Because how will you provide privacy when you don't have infrastructure? How are you going to modernize a laboratory and make it look nice and neat when you, as an in charge, you cannot have just 5 by 5 room where you can sit? So we are trying our level best. Me, I move with my office. If I sit under a tree, that's why we handle office work. So those are the challenges. And it cuts across many facilities, I am very sure. Then on the issue of recruitment, you remember when we were in Chamasha, Vimic members brought this, and I read for you. In Chamasha right now as I speak, I have only 13 staff. But I have an OPD, I have an outreach, I have maternity. If combined on a daily basis, they are not less than 100 people. How are you going? And remember, these 13 are not all what? Technical. Some are supportive. So there is a very, very, very big gap when it comes to staffing in Tungam. And that's why probably our clients are not satisfied with the time they spend with us.
Also from Chamasha, remember, he said that the drugs, he sent them drugs, that you find some of their needs are left out in the supply.
Yeah.
What about it?
I have said already, I said what we request. It test us with some drugs. I've given you an example of Rotazan. It only came once. Now for the previous 2 cycles, we have not seen it. And remember, once you initiate someone, you are supposed to maintain that. And this is a drug where you cannot send someone even in a drug shop in Chamasha and buys it. It's not there. So there are many issues. I remember we talked about the issue of predicament when we were managing diabetes. That new drug they were proposing with minimal side effects up to now, we have never seen it. So those are some of the challenges. So some of the gaps, I think they go even beyond here and go to national medical stores. If I ask for 10 tins of Panadol and you give me 3, remember my catchment area has not changed. However, actually, when you are talking, I wanted to comment on one thing. And I hope in Yachera, people will not get annoyed with me. Colleagues, we must accept that health has no boundary. So when that point came up, even DH's office might not handle it. I want to tell you, I have clients who come to Jamasha, coming from other facilities, because they have their patient, their patients' right. Patients and clients have gotten rights. Even if you make it look like heaven, someone will say me, I want to go to get treatment from Rwambs. So that Kayanga you are talking about, even if in words you say we are pushing you to go, if for them they are comfortable with Nyachera, my dear brother, accept they will come and you have no mandate or right to chase them away because health has no boundaries.
That is okay. Then this,
Thank you very much. I'm adding a voice and few concerns what you have said.
which facility?
Strength Center for, yeah. On infrastructure and inadequate staffing, agreed it cuts across, but we should be guided by the policy and the population changes. You cannot be, let me say this, you cannot prepare beans and you expect to be served chicken. Why am I saying that? So you find a structure, staffing structure which was of 94, is the same structure used on a population of 2025, where it has increased more than 10 times. And the very people, they expect standard services. Here, what do I mean? Other facilities I've already mentioned. For example, Chitwe, staffing levels, we are at 48%. 48%. So what does that mean? If it takes one person, if it takes 20 people to dig 1 acre of land, how long will it take one person to dig the same piece of land? So that comes with delays and other issues, patients waiting for support. So to address this, this is at the district level and national level. So we are emphasizing there is a new structure which has been revised in relation to population increase. So that should not be underlooked. If we say Chamasha should have 50 health workers, and we say no, you must work at 20, and we expect outcomes. So the district officials should push for the new structure that is rhyming with increasing population, increase the staffing levels, because that one is beyond us, the in charges at our levels. I'm going to give you an example. Someone can say, 12 center for you have 7 midwives. Okay, fine. You are delivering 200 mothers, you have 40 to 50 mothers, done cesarean section, you receive referrals from other areas. 2 people are on day duty, you have 10 post-operatives, 3 mothers are pushing, people want family planning, people have postnatal, others they are supposed to give drug administration. There is antenatal where you find 80 mothers, you must have seen. They need to have been cleared by midday. Someone has already gone in outreach. How many staffs are those? Someone is on night duty, and there's someone who is on night off because they completed just night call. So you see what it translates, but you try to use with what is available, but again it compromises somehow. So sum it all, the district should continue to push and make sure the new structure is realize it, be it in a phased manner, but they shouldn't arrest. Two, expectations that are in heaven than what is on earth. Expectations that are in heaven than what is on earth. I think that one, as we educate and we sensitize.
I think that one goes back to the facilities.
Yes, but of course it has come up here. Then also in line with that, they mentioned testing for typhoid and ulcers. Of course, a person people like what was saying, facility, they expect to get everything according to them. But even the Ministry of Health does not allow typhoid. If you report typhoid and brucella, you ask you how did you confirm that test? Using antigen antibody test. That one is totally out. So that one is not acceptable in our what? In our setting.
I think on that point,
yes,
I recently saw the DHO's warning. He's coming to our facility. Our go there. They are testing typhoid and they are treated.
So why I'm saying that, if one is doing wrong, does not entitle you to do what? To do wrong. If a clinical drug shop is testing typhoid and brucella using non-standard or approved measures, do not compare you at health facility to go and test in order to satisfy the what? You will look funny. So you have to do a standard thing. So you would be telling the community that test is where they do cultural sensitive, otherwise people mabafera. Antigen antibody scientifically we know how it comes about. So you find the whole area, 1,000 people have brucella. The ministry it will be allowed to break. You find the ministry coming here to verify and you find there is no one. So such thing needs to be corrected, otherwise it's going to be like an outcry when in actual sense there is no cause for what? For alarm. Then lastly,